Alright, so we've had this chicken tractor here stored away for the winter time that we used to raise our Cornish cross chickens for the very first time ever last year. And we really didn't have many problems with it. We loved it because it was lightweight, easy to move, very convenient for the most part. And although I don't really have too many main complaints about it, today we're still gonna upgrade it, and I'll explain why. So the two main reasons why we want to upgrade this, hopefully using most of the material that we still have on it. Number one, it's short. So there's no way we're going inside it, at least comfortably. I don't really want to crawl on the ground with all those meat birds. If you know how meat birds are, you know why. So we want to be able to access and go inside it. We can't do that with this. And number two, it's just a little bit more on your back. You're kind of bending down more. So every time you gotta lift it up like this, reach in, and when you're doing that about 2 to 3 times a day, re-giving them water and feeding your chickens, and anytime that you need to grab them out of there, you're reaching over and having to try to grab them. It's a lot harder to do it when you don't have access to go inside it. So it's time to give it a makeover. First, we gotta tear it apart. Alright, there's no backing out now. Now you can see it's all apart. So now it's time to see what I can turn it into. I'm gonna try to do whatever I can right now with the pieces I got, and then go to the store and buy whatever else I need to add to it. I think it's gonna look good, but we'll have to see. Let's see what I can do right now. All right, we're back at it. It's day 2, so let's get this done. Alright, taking a quick break here so I can explain what I've done so far, just in case any of you guys at home want to do it. I'm using 2x2 wood, so it's super thin, but it's also going to be very light for us to pull across. It does come with its disadvantages, but so far it seems like it's going to work just fine. We're going to have it about 8 foot here wide, and it's going to be 6 foot here in the front and the back. We added the cloth wiring here down at the bottom. I wanted the small holes at the bottom because I didn't want predators to be able to go super easy access there at the bottom looking at the chicks, or being able to grab through and grab any of the chickens. And then I have like the thinnest PVC piping there is. I'm not really sure what the size of them are, but it's the smallest ones you can get. So to attach them to it, I screwed them on here with a washer, and I used these little attachments. They're like a little bent angle. Oh, thank you. Cheers. But that helped attach it so that it can easily just slide right into it. And then you can see here I have another attachment so that I can attach the 2 sides. And then I have the chicken wire here all the way across the top. I'm also about to throw a tarp over the top, and I still have a door to do. For the chicken wire, I have these little teeny zip ties. and that's what holds a lot of it together. I have a lot of zip ties going across all this. Now, a few of the last things I have to do is I have to get a tarp to go all the way over this. We still need a door, so almost done. Let's get these last things done.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.
All right, we have now a completed chicken tractor. The camera died for a few parts, so I'll show you the last few little things that I added on. I have our rope system. I don't know what these are really called. These little hoop screws that are screwed into here, has the hoop, so I tied this. And this is a poly rope, so it's pretty tough, so that we can pull it across. Bailey, move your butt. Back here I added the wheels. It can roll across really easy for us. It's pretty lightweight already, but the wheels just allow it to be super easy to pull. These two wheels that we added on barely lift it off the ground, but it does slightly lift it, so we can take them off and on really easy so that we don't have to worry about Predator trying to go from underneath if it's popping it up too much, especially in certain unlevel grounds. We have a lot of unlevel ground around us here. And then the tarp, which you guys saw that I added onto it, this is like a boat tarp, so it's supposed to be mildew resistant, which is good because it's gonna be outside a lot and it's gonna get rained on and get wet. The only thing I think I'm gonna add on is I have a little bit left of this tarp, so I might cover just like one bottom for right now to allow the chicks to get a little bit more protection from the wind. But other than that, this thing is basically ready to go. There's just a few things that we have to do. First, we gotta give it a pull test. So let's see how easy it is to pull. Pull test is a check. And that's good because our grass actually is pretty long right now that I still need to cut. So I'd imagine once I cut the grass, this is gonna be even easier to pull. So as I was saying, compared to that old model that I had of this, which I was able basically to use all the same pieces, is now we can actually go inside it and deal with the chickens a lot easier to grab the water, grab the food, grab a chicken if we need to. I can actually stand straight up right down the middle of all this. Obviously on the sides it starts getting smaller and shorter, but that is going to be very useful with dealing with the chickens. We have chickens coming here at the end of the month, so this is something that we wanted to get done and make sure that it was ready to go for when our chickens show up. And I really wanted to do this style tractor. I see a lot of people with this style chicken tractor, and I think a lot of people when they see those, they think how expensive they can be. Wood, the prices have gone up a little bit, but this is basically done all by using 2x2s for the wood, so it makes it really light, and PVC piping, the smallest one they have, for making the arches, which I showed earlier. And that, I believe, is making the lightest and cheapest option that you can to make this kind of style. There is one thing left that I want to make sure that this chicken tractor is able to do, and that is so that Chelsea can actually pull it. Chelsea had a hard time pulling our last chicken tractor because it was just really hard to grab around the wire and the metal, and I didn't really make anything to pull with. So I'm curious if it's light enough that she's gonna be able to pull it. We gotta get her out here and see. All right, this is Chelsea's first up close look at the finished chicken tractor.
I think it's your best build yet.
I don't know if that's an insult or not.
It's a compliment.
But I thought the same thing. I do think this is my finest work yet. I am getting there. And hopefully I made it light enough. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But now it's time to see if Chelsea can pull it. And I'm thinking she's going to. I think I made this lightweight for hopefully our kids one day to start pulling here in the next few years, because then we don't got to do as much of the work. All right, you're good to go. Let's see it.
I can do it.
All right, so it did pass the Chelsea pull test. She did mention how the poly wire though is a little too thin, so it does kind of hurt your hands when you grab and pull it. But other than that, so we'll just get a new rope that's a little bit thicker or a nicer one to hold on to when you go to pull. Other than that though, I think this is ready to go. Plenty of room for 15 chickens while we're moving them each day onto fresh pasture. So we have a brand new chicken tractor. I absolutely love it. I feel like I constructed it very well till there's not gonna be any braking. It's the good balance of being lightweight but still effective. If this is something that you're looking to make, if you have any extra questions, comment them below so I can help answer what I did for this if I didn't really show it that well on video. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow, and we're ready to get some chicks in here.